Welcome to the HoI4 War College Hearts of Iron 4 video on planning wars and setting up armies. Now that you've got all your economic and political crap out of the way, you probably want to know, what am I going to do with all of these guys and tanks? Well, the first thing we want to do is actually set them up into armies, assign them to a front line, and plan how we're going to shoot the crap out of all of our enemies. Since we haven't remilitarized the Rhineland yet, we can't station any military troops in this section. But we're going to take our troops from the south of Germany and also up here in the area of Bremen and assign them to a commander. You have two types of commanders, generals and field marshals. Generals tend to have better bonuses, but can only control up to 24 divisions at a time, whereas field marshals have no limit. Looking at von Rundstedt here, it looks like he has an entrenchment bonus, so he would make a logical choice to hold the line against France until we're ready to blitz through Belgium. Now that these units are grouped into an army and assigned to a commander, we can assign them a front line. The hotkey for this is the Z key, and clicking once on a relevant province will create a front line that runs along our entire border with whichever country we clicked by. We then need to assign all these troops to the order by holding Control and clicking on the line. If we unpause the game and turn up the speed, we can watch that they will all distribute themselves along the line as evenly as possible, although in some cases you might have to move them around, especially if you have special divisions like Armor and Mountaineers that aren't being placed in the optimal spot. And of course France is doing the same. Now, with our remaining troops, we're going to go ahead and form a front with Poland. Once again, selecting them, create new army. We're going to go ahead and assign von Kluge, hit the Z key, and click on Poland. Hold Control and click to assign all of the selected divisions to this front. We should also create a smaller front up here around Königsberg. So I'm going to go ahead and select these units, create a new army. Let's assign them to von Manstein here. I'm going to hit Z, but instead of just left-clicking along the Polish border, I'm going to right-click starting in this province and drag out a 4-province-wide front. Because I only have 4 units up here, if I try to drag it much longer, the front turns yellow, meaning I don't have enough divisions to effectively cover it, and if I drag it long enough, it'll eventually turn red, meaning that my front isn't really going to be an effective defensive line at all. Then I'm going to hold Control and click to assign all the divisions to this front, and unpause so that my armies on the Polish border can assemble where they need to be. Now, because we're not planning to just defend against Poland indefinitely and we actually want to annex their asses, we're also going to draw an offensive line, showing where the troops are going to advance to once we start the war. Since this is my larger army and I just want them to generally advance as a group, I'm just going to draw a basically straight line that will include capturing Warsaw and a lot of the territory to the north and south of it. Now when I hit execute, it won't do anything right now because we're not at war with Poland, but when we are, the troops will move along this line in the pattern you can see here and capture the territory autonomously. So you don't have to micro every army through every province like you might in other Paradox games. If we unpause, we can also see that giving them this plan will start building up a preparation bonus that goes up to 50% and will increase their attack. This means it's worthwhile to draw out a plan and then wait a while before attacking every time you want to take a new territory. As you can see, my units are also gaining entrenchment. The longer they stay in one place, the higher this will go, and things like engineer companies improve entrenchment. So troops that have stayed put for a while will have a large bonus on defense. Finally, we should assign the divisions we're building to these lines. So click on the Recruit and Deploy interface. I'm actually going to create a second line of infantry, based out of Hessen. And by clicking on this little circle right here, and then left-clicking on an army, we can say that these divisions being trained will go to this army when they're finished. You can confirm by the fact that the circle turns purple, and this army has a little purple border next to their general portrait. So they'll be trained, equipped, and sent directly to the front line where they'll automatically be distributed intelligently. The line running out of Hessen, I want to put on the French line. So now all of our production is automated and our new troops will automatically know where to go. We can go ahead and add some panzer divisions as well out of Saxony to increase our punch on the Polish border. Now you know how to plan a war. Next, we'd recommend checking out our videos on how to actually fight a war, as well as our videos on naval and air combat.